Hi, this is Roger. Thanks for dropping by. This will be a very short video. It should be preceded with grrr. Sometimes things just don't go right. Watering the Cymbidiums today, and quite honestly they are a bit big and clumsy to handle. But if you look at the pots, yeah, I mean that's a shorter one, but it's very fat and it's a very large plant. You know, this one's clumsy because you pick the pot up and the blooms touch the roof, so you've got to pick it up at an angle and tilt it to carry it, and yeah, various other things. But if you look at this plant, I doubt if you can see any difference. But those who've really taken in the detail of this plant will see a difference, because it had two spikes here. It had one that wasn't open, that's just starting to open, and then it had this one. Emphasis on the word had. So like I said, it could have been worse. How did that happen then? I'll tell you. That's why I said look at the pots. What's different about this pot? Not the colour. It's shiny and glossy. And when you're watering plants, your hands get wet. And when you get halfway between there and where I was watering, and the pot slips out of your hand, you make an effort to grab it before it hits the floor, which I managed to do. But I trapped that spike literally between the top of the pot and my hand and sheared it off. Like I said, it could have been worse. If the plant had actually made it to the floor, it could have damaged both these spikes, yeah, and possibly the one that broke off as well, because that was hanging down. So sometimes accidents are bad, and you cuss and invent some new words if you don't know enough already. But then you do stop and think. After I was updating my notes and that, I thought that could have been a lot worse. That pot could have made it to the floor. You know, it could have rolled, it could have bounced against something. There's all sorts of things that could have happened that literally could have damaged more spikes. As it happens, you know, I've cut a spike off. And it is a shame, but these things happen. At least it wasn't the only spike. I mean, the worst spike I think you can break off is when it's the only one and it hasn't opened yet, because then you've just lost that spike. You've then got to wait for a whole growing season for whatever that plant is, whether it's once a year or twice a year, to even think about getting another spike. So it could have been worse. As it happens, we've still got plenty of those nice greeny yellow blooms. So yeah, right. that's all I'm doing today. Oh, the twinkle's opening up a bit better now. There's a few more blooms showing on the spikes. There's still a spike up the back there that's well, a couple actually that haven't opened yet. But yeah, it's looking nice. I'd forgotten how nice twinkles were. As I said, I've only got one left of my original ones, and that's not looking that good. That's up the back there. Let's let Miserable in. Come on then. Come on. Right, well I'm sort of done now. I've had my lunch, and I'm going to process this video, and then I'm going to have a sit in the chair and watch some of the snooker competition that's on the go at the moment. It's a sad thing because Ronnie O'Sullivan, who is my favourite player, who I love to watch, dropped out on medical grounds. So he's not in it this time round. Nonetheless, there's still some good players. And one of those slow coach players that really gets on my nerves has already been knocked out. So that's one gone. There's still one left. There's a pair of them. You know, those ones that walk round the table, then walk round the other side, then chalk the cue, then walk back round to the place they just have come from and chalk the cue again, and then walk up the other end, then bend down, then pretend to take the shot, then go back to the place that they were before, then chalk the cue. If you can't make your mind up what the shot is without doing all that, then, you know, you are wasting time. You are trying to wind the other player up, because there is no reason to do that. You get other players, they look at the table, they might change their standing position to get a different angle, and then they play the shot. So it's not necessary, it's just deliberate, and it's trying to wind the other people up. And it makes for a lousy game to watch, both for the audience and especially for TV viewers. So, yeah. You could call it gamesmanship. Sometimes gamesmanship can have a new word, cheating. It's not really cheating, it is, I suppose, part of the game. But those games are not enjoyable to watch. I usually switch channels and find something else if one of those players are on. And get some more exciting players, a bit dynamic, you know. So anyway, I should probably fall asleep, so I won't be watching it for long. See you next time. Bye for now.